Hey there, this is Malorian, and now this is the second game of Winter War, and I'm up against a pretty nasty Warriors of Chaos list. Luckily for me, I'm a little bit prepared for it. But anyway, for those who don't remember, Winter War is up a little bit differently. So there's a main objective you're trying to do that really determines whether you win or lose. Then there'll be secondary objectives, whether you break the opponent, beat them, massacre them, all give extra points, and they get points for capturing terrain after as well. Now, for my list over here, it's Night Goblins with 4 bosses, 2 Rock Lavas, 2 Doom Divers, a level 4 with, Savage Dude. I have the Night Goblin BSB, the Bow Night Goblin guys, the Black Orcs, the Mangler, and then there's also the Savage Orc Biggins. Now on his side, he has the 4 Skull Crushers there on the left. The other one here, he has a Nurgle Chariot, of course, a big block of Nurgle guys with the Festus in there and a BSB. There's a Chimera, there's a Nurgle Demon Prince, there's another Nurgle Chariot. It's basically the regular type of list you'd see for Warriors of Chaos. The game you're trying to do, if you see these little marauders standing everywhere, is that you need to, there's 5 objectives, 3 across the middle, and then we get to place 1 in our deployment zones. Whoever controls the most of those at the end of the game with a guy or unit with fortitude is the winner. So bam, it doesn't matter except for winning, losing. It's all about controlling objectives. Winning and losing really just helps you for little secondary points. Now, normally, I'm sure most people would see this army and be like, oh my god, what am I going to do? But for me, this is the very first army I prepare for every single time I make an army. So between that's why ever since the Demon Prince came out, I have 2 Rock Lavas and 2 Doom Divers in every army just to deal with the Demon Prince. So I am not actually worried about this matchup unless he gets to me. If he gets to me, okay, then it's bad news bears. Otherwise, the way I've kind of set up here is a little bit more defensive because I don't really need to worry about it. I'm just a little bit more worried about the building in the center and him hiding. So me being on this corner makes me on the better side of it. The Skull Crushers can come, if they come after the troops on the left, I set them up so they can always pop in the building. But otherwise, I mean, the Black Orcs are a good counter to them. So position-wise, I'm really happy. And we'll just kind of deal with things as they come. Oh, he also has 5 wolves. Let's see if I have a picture of it. We also have 5 of his dire wolves here on the right, or whatever his wolves are called. And I also have my wolf riders over here as well. And really with the deployment, once you put the wolves over here, I knew the Mangler would be safe on the other side. So I go first, and I start bouncing up, and I do some magic, and I believe he does not stop this for the Gork, and it kills some of his guys. As you can see there, the Demon Prince is dead. That goes and panics the Chimera, and at this point here, my opponent's like, well, this game's over, and he's pretty much right. You know, once that guy goes down, the rest is going to have a pretty hard time. So yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble here, but hey, you never know what could happen. So his turn, not much he can do. He moves up. His magic isn't really even worth casting. His Chimera actually rallies, which is, actually a little bit lucky there because he's like leadership 5 or something. On my turn, I come sneaking around here because he actually showed the flank to these guys. I needed to roll a 10 or something like this to get in there. But hey, that could have been awesomer, but I failed the charge, which I'm fine with. Over here, I guess I was so excited with dealing with that Demon Prince and how well that was going. That was a little bit of a dumbass here. The idea is that when he came up to me with these hounds, I don't care, all right? I can just run circles around him and shoot him with bows and eventually hold some terrain with my banner. But I forgot to move them, and after killing a Demon Prince, I'm not going to kind of ask, you're like, hey, can I do a take back here? You got to kind of live with what you got. So I kill 1 dog, and looks like I'm going to be taking a charge. So everything here, you could see what happened is the Manglers kept on going towards them, actually destroyed a chariot on the way, so there's 1 chariot down. My shooting tried dealing a little bit of damage to the Skull Crushers, because even though I'm pretty sure I can deal with them, I'd rather be fighting 3 than 4, clearly, but unfortunately I left 1-on-1 wound or something like that. Kill a few more warriors with the Doom Divers, and that's pretty much it. So on his turn, he charged me with the wolves, and I deserve as bad as this could be. Over here, he knows this is a bad fight, but at the same time, it's like, well, what else is he going to do, right? He could stand around and get shot, or he could charge in the combat. And I think at this point, he just wants the game to be over. Over here, he does whatever breath thing he does. He goes in the building with his unit and then tries to shoot this vortex at me. It doesn't make it to me. It does make it so I can't charge him, which is nice, or I could have charged the Chimera, so it's not all bad. And then over here, actually, it doesn't go so poorly. He kills one of my guys, I kill one back, and he has a charge. I have a banner, it's a draw. Otherwise, board state looks like this. Like you probably saw before, the Chimera's coming over. Those Blood Crushers completely destroyed. Other Chariot working its way over, and things aren't looking good. Over here, next round of combat, I beat the dog. He breaks and gets away. And really, I declare a charge on Chimera, fail with the Black Orcs, just set up my battle line. The other Night Goblins are trying to get back in the fight. We already kind of saw what happened in the combat. A shooting takes out the Chimera and kills a few more warriors. And at this point here, I'm just attritioning him down. His turn, he's really deciding to kind of hide now. So I don't think he's come out of the building yet, so his unit's still in the building. Chariot's more hiding. Dog doesn't rally. On my turn, I don't charge, actually, just in case I failed and I'd be set up to be hit by the Chariot. I just ran up here and shot him. And otherwise, yeah, my units are moving up. I'm just shooting in the building, doing foot of gorking the building. He's down to like 2 or 3 guys now. If he stays in there, he's going to be fighting a horde of Savage Orcs. So, yeah. So on his turn, he does the logical thing and just pops out the other side here. Looks like here at this point he has 2 guys left in a Chariot, and this is literally all he has, right? Everything else is dead. So on my turn, I put the Savages into the building so I can pop out and try and force things later if I want. The nice thing that I have going for me is that even if you hide on the other side of the building, my Doom Divers can still get you because I can auto scatter and then I can correct. So after hitting there, I actually could have done a little bit better. I only killed 1 guy. The Wolves go in to do some silly shooting as well. But yeah, that's pretty much my turn. On his turn, he's starting to move over here to the other building. I can't remember why the other guy's dead. I mean, I'm hitting with Doom Divers. Maybe I skipped a turn or something. But they're trying to get to the other building. And then on one of my last turns here, the level 4 comes over, trying to hit him with Foot of Gork, but he dispels it. Could have been, I mean, right now it's just Festus in the BSB, so if that foot drops, it's bad news, but it doesn't happen. And so really the way things boil down is my Doom Divers are never able to kill the Festus or the BSB, but I go around and I hold all the terrain I can, so, and of course the objectives. So when you look at it, I win the game because of how I hold more objectives. I broke his fortitude, I won, it was a massacre, I held a whole bunch of terrain, so it was a pretty big win for the Orcs and Goblins, but I mean, like I said, it's kind of backwards because normally this is the list that is like dominating and being the big boogeyman for the tournament scene, but my Orcs and Goblins are perfectly set up to deal with it, right? My type of shooting can just go and shoot his stuff away. No matter where he goes, my Doom Diver can always find him, ignore his armor. I have the 2 Doom Divers. I just have a lot of war machines, plus the Foot of Gork that can always go for him too. And yeah, I mean, after that's done, normally Nurgle is hard to deal with, but I can automatically hit them with that shooting. I can kind of outfight them even too. Those Skull Crushers just can't deal with Black Orcs because strength 7 on mass is just death. So yeah, I mean, we both kind of talked about it after and agreed, yeah, it was a really bad matchup. I mean, really the only way that this goes the other way is if my first turn, I fail with all that shooting. He flies behind the building. My Doom Divers get like one more chance to try and get lucky against him. And then they basically fly over Purple Sun and charge in from there, right? Like that's the normal Demon Prince play. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Game 2 in the bag. And thanks for watching. Bye.